How would you describe?
Garfield,
Yeah.
very friendly. I mean, it's like everybody looks out for everyone else. To me, that's the very essence of neighborhoods. I've been here many, many, many years, ever since high school. To me, it's just feels more like family instead of just a neighborhood where you don't know anybody. You know, everybody looks out for everybody else.
I think the word that comes up for me is resilience, because there's a lot of gentrification going on, but even with that, there's still a lot of the old buildings and the history that remains, and a lot of the families that remain. I remember growing up, it wasn't uncommon to have several families live within distance of each other. So I think having that also gave that sense of safety and a sense of home.
Just the history of Garfield is pretty amazing. And then to see the families and how hardworking they are and the resilience of the kids.
So my grandma first, she's from Honduras, Central America. But this, like the Garfield neighborhood was the first neighborhood she ever came to. And she had my mom here also. My mom was born and raised in Arizona. This neighborhood like makes me like feel safe about myself. Like I feel like all of us are like, we're like a big community, and like we all like have each other's backs.
I was born and raised in the Garfield area. What I love is like the culture there. There's a lot of Hispanics, so like I don't feel like left out. I feel like all of us go through the same thing and we all have like the same kind of background.
And I also feel a lot of peace when I'm here. I know that may not be the perception that a lot of people have when they come to our neighborhood, but hearing the music, walking down the street at night on a weekend, it's just a really vibrant, alive place. You know, this home.
I left and I came back.
It's fair to say that if you grow up in this neighborhood, you don't really forget it. You eventually come back. So I think that's my favorite thing about it, that it's always gonna be home.
Tell the ladies we're ready to start? The volleyball people? The reason we exist is to guide youth toward a faith that has the power to reimagine futures, rewrite their stories, and build generationally healthy homes. Because like essentially what we want to see is the youth in our neighborhood to be driven by their faith, to actively contribute to the culture that's here, that's in the community. I usually find myself working with kids in an urban context because I feel like God is doing a lot of work in this space. And I see myself in these kids sometimes when they don't have a support system. And I remember how much support I got and how much I felt like I belonged when I was their age. And so when I see them maybe not having that sometimes, for whatever reason, just feel compelled to just walk through life with them. And when I see them like get it, when I see them understand and experience true belonging and love, that's my hope and prayer for every kid here. When they go from walking into AIM Ride or to our house or hanging out with us, and they go from having their head down to their head up and smiling and interacting and really feeling like they belong somewhere, that's just a gift. And I just want to be part of that in any way I can.
I think it's very impactful and it's very important because I wish I would have had something like this growing up, where I could go after school and just feel like it's a second home. I think a lot of these kids feel very safe when they come here. They feel protected and they know that anything that they need, we will provide the resources that they need.
AIM Ride means to me like a home, like we're all friends and we all love each other. Like
it's not just a church, like kids can go there and have fun, and Jeff like plans a lot of things for us to do.
I don't know, if I didn't find AIM Ride, I probably would be like somewhere doing something bad, but yeah, it impacted pretty big.
I love AIM Ride because
We do fun activities. We get closer to God. We all hang out with each other. Like, we're all like family to each other. Like, we all know each other and stuff.
I feel like it helps people make friends because, like, before I went to Amber, I like legitimately had 0 friends. It was really sad.
Tonight we're going to talk about self-awareness and self-control. And in our groups, we're going to talk about maybe times that we have not had self-control, or that it's been difficult to have self-control, where we feel triggered about something, or we feel a certain kind of way, and we react in a way that we don't really have self-control with it. So
some of the biggest transformations have happened with kids that we least expected. I think of one young man who made some just incredibly foolish decisions a few years ago, and we thought, that was probably the end of our relationship with them. But he hung in there, and I think God got a hold of his heart. And even despite what we were trying to do, like, we were doing it perfectly, but we just stayed in contact with him. And now he's here every week. He's leading some of our programs. I think just like students as a whole, we've been seeing over the last couple of years that our programs aren't anything like crazy. There's not a lot of hype. It's like we essentially just hang out with kids and we share Jesus with them and talk about what they're going through in life and give them advice when they need it, give them a shoulder to cry on when they need it. And it's pretty amazing how we see those students as they're entering high school, they're now doing that for others, for younger kids at Amrite or people in their families. It's like they've been able to take a breath and just experience the peace that God gives them, and then also share that with people around them.
Everyone, come to Amrite because you're gonna have so much fun here and you won't regret anything.
The best way that I describe when my friends ask me is it's a really cool spot that kids can hang out, especially after school, where they can not just be around other kids, but also around adults that really care about them.
What Amrite has given me is a purpose. They've given me something and made me feel like I can offer something to the kids. And the kids need that. They need that. And the kids are so loving. That's the biggest thing, and it's amazing. You'll be standing there, they'll just come up and hug you, and I just go like, wow, I really thank you, And then they're teaching the kids the religion. And it's not like where I was brought up with religion, you have to do this, you have to do that. No, and it's how you integrate any scripture into your life. And that to me is like, wow.
A lot of these kids, they're very talented, they're very smart, and I think sometimes you just have to remind them how special they are and how much they matter. And I think that Amrite is doing just that. So I think that's why it's been able to be around this long and why so many families continue to send their kids here.
My hope for the future of Amrite, hopefully, it keeps growing and then we can expand more. That would be pretty dope if Amrite could expand more and then more kids can come in, and then if we get more staff, it would be pretty dope.
One of the things that we love to do, and that's a highlight for kids, is part of that, like giving them exposures and experiences outside the neighborhood, is we take them to camp every year. And we're headed to Cali and joining up with a couple of other youth groups. And we're excited to spend some time at the beach and just have some time away where they can experience God in a new way. My prayer for the kids at Amrite is that they would have a deep understanding of where they fit and where they belong, and then that they would have just this incredible sense of purpose in life and know that they have something to offer the world, and that they can operate out of their true, authentic self as they're doing it. The way they've grown up, their personality, their own skills, who they are, not what the world is telling them or even people in their neighborhood are telling them, but like what God is telling them, who who he's created them to be, for them to live out of that authentically. That's my hope and prayer for every kid here.